folks. Let me get some links up here. Howdy. Hope everybody's having a great night. Paste. There we go. All right. As you can see, we got a few cool things to flip through here. And then I will be doing a little bit of inking. Probably a shorter stream tonight. I hope folks can stay for the whole thing. I do have some company at the house right now, so don't want to be too long, but we will see what's up. What's up? So how's everybody doing out there? I see Eli. Hello, buddy. PMH, cheers. All right. Back again. It's been about, 2 weeks. I wasn't able to do last week. Things have been just a little busy lately. And then tomorrow I'm leaving town for a couple days, and so I was like, well, you know what? I got some time to do this. I was talking to a buddy, Justin Fa, owner of In This Issue Comics over in Iowa, Quad Cities. I was like, who should I draw tonight? And he said Beast. I said, you know what? I haven't drawn a Beast in a minute, so thought that'd be fun. And then I hit the comic shop this week, the lovely Challengers Comics, with run by Patrick and Dal. Dal was there that day when I went in. Good chat with him. And I picked up a couple new books. I had picked up Bloodrik issue 2 back when it came out, and they didn't have issue 1, and I didn't get issue 3, so I was like, you know what? I'll just get the trade. So I got that, and then I was like, well, I've seen a lot of the pages from X-Men, from Stegman, but I didn't. I was like, I kind of like to have some of the work in print just so I can sort of keep it as a reference. And Ryan had been doing some really cool stuff on this book, so I thought it'd be nice to have this one for reference. And also, I know it's kind of a new reset jumping on point, so we'll see. I have not read either one of these yet. Well, I guess I've read chapter 2 of Bloodrik, but I haven't read the whole thing. So I'll flip through these and just kind of maybe see what's cool. But I can't really comment on the story, unfortunately. And real quick, before I start flipping through this, 2 things. After that, I'm going to be doing this Beast inking. The other thing is I'd like to point you all towards Will Tempest. I can't show it because he's doing an online comic for free. And Will Tempest is an amazing science fiction comics maker. If you're into things like Prophet or anything Simon Roy does, or stuff like Decadence Comics or Mobius, you totally got to check out Will Tempest. If you go over to Instagram or Twitter, I think he's easy to find as Will Tempest. And his new book that he's putting out for free is really fantastic. And I would recommend everyone go give it a look. And then if you can go ahead and just, why don't you, while you're here, hit that like button down there in the video. It helps me out. I've been very blessed to have quite a few followers join the channel this month, and I thank everybody who's joined in, and I hope that you're enjoying these. I do them for fun, and I try to keep it nice and light, and just dive into comics and things I love about them. And then every now and again I can give you some behind-the-scenes looks at things I'm working on. So welcome to the channel. If you're new, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. But let's go ahead and look at this X-Men number 1. I think I got, this must be a Peach Momoko. Is that Peach Momoko variant? I'm not throwing shade, but it's not really my thing. You know, I'm not sure I understand the love, but whatever. Cheers to them, right? Yeah, so we got Stegman with J.P. Meyer and Marte Garcia. You know, so Stegman with his inker, and then the colorist Marte Gracia. I had seen a lot of these pages when Stegman was working on them in inks and in pencils phase, I guess I should say. and I was really getting some chills. He's really drawn a cool look to the X-Men. I think that he captures some of that '90s energy, but it still feels it has all the modern flourishes that Ryan brings to the table over, some of that older stuff. And I gotta say, on first flip through of this earlier, these colors are pretty rad. I really like what they're doing with the colors. It's very big and very shiny and splat, kind of very rendered out and everything. But I love the color choices he's making, and it really is complementing the style that Ryan's going with. Ryan's kind of has this really, I wouldn't call it a cartoony style, but there's a fluidity to the characters' bodies, that makes them really fun and exaggerated. And to have the kind of poppy colors on there is really nice. And just even doing things with the saturation here to separate the foreground and background and the complementary colors. It's just the right amount of everything. Here's Stegman stealing from me again. He's always stealing my motion blurs. That's okay. It's all good. I really love Stegman's design for Juggernaut. This new costume is super rad. It's probably kind of hard to see on my crummy camera, but he's got this big X across him. Stegman draws a great Juggernaut. And this is the thing, right? So there's not I just feel like there's not a lot of mainstream guys even these days that can pull off these team shots as well as Ryan does. He has such a great sense of composition, and he always somehow finds a way to make every character have an awesome pose. And that's really the trick when you're doing these kind of shots, and it's way harder than it looks. Like it's one of those things that everyone thinks, oh, well, that must be easy. And I wouldn't say it's easy. It's definitely fun to work on these kind of things, but it's a lot of work to figure all out, like the way the different bodies are going to come across each other and how that's going to kind of balance out with the lights and darks, and then you have to consider everybody's costumes. It's kind of like a fun puzzle to do, but it's also very difficult. I love it anytime this guy shows up, at being a new X-Men fan. Stegman's Beast is kind of cool. He's got definitely the dark eyes. I like the way he does his hair. He definitely looks nicer, and I think that's good considering I think what I've heard from what we're coming from in Krakoa. Let me check back in here. Eli likes the shirt. Yeah, this is if you guys haven't, I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but if why not? Weapon Prime is the guy. Instagram Weapon Prime. He does the best shirts, absolute best shirts. How's it going? First time here, Mooksville. Thanks for joining, man. I'm glad it's your first time. This is a real chill vibe here, man. We try to keep things positive. We try to keep it about comics, keep it chill. That's what we're here for. So I'm glad you're here. The Swapnil Bambor from India. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for joining me from India. I hope it's not a crazy time there right now, like time zone wise. Jeremy Heiler gets lots of energy out of them. There's an ad for Proco class I've been taking. Sup to you, Jeremy Heiler. How you doing, pal? Good to see you too. But anyway, Stegman really, and he does his reference to Wolverine, whatever number it is, to something. Maybe not two, like 50s, probably 50-something. That Silvestri cover. And then that great palette is there too. And I think Stegman said that he did this drawing as kind of an homage to that cover, but he didn't tell the colorist specifically to color it like that, but the colorist automatically picked up on it, is I think the story Ryan was telling me. Oh man, look at that Cyclops. I know there's been some, people worried about the youngness of him, but I don't care about that. It's like, make him look cool. Stegman really does these sort of thin, lanky bodies well, kind of like Spider-Man and stuff. His stuff feels so... it has volume, but it's also kind of wiry. The guys feel sort of like they're made out of like cables, like textured cables. I think that's pretty cool. He stages great action, Right here, this is a great panel, the way he staged the action here. This is a great panel break. This little interjection right here is great. Stegman is... I know everybody knows this already, but he's one of the best doing it for superhero comics, right now. And he's always trying to get better, and that's pretty cool. Blast his head off. That's pretty neat. That's sorry, not to throw any shade, but that is hideous. Oh my lord. Whew. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Oh, look how cool this page is. All these guys pouring in. And Zorn, dude, when he showed me he was going to be drawing Zorn, I was flipping out. I love Zorn. I love Zorn. All the complicated feelings about Zorn. You know. So, hey, here's Stegman. Aping me again. Whew, I'm flattered. I'm flattered, Stegs. I steal stuff from Ryan a lot. So, or I try to. He can get these angles, these like looking up angles, so much better than anyone else. You know, I struggle with it. And this is a great little ending here. Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to read it. Stegman's X-Men, I'm calling it, even though I know it's Jed McKay writing it. Mooksville, awesome. Thank you. Xavier, my dude, pumped to see this inking. Yeah, me too. I have no idea what to expect. I always tell people we will either have a really good time and it'll turn out great, or it'll be a total failure. But either way, you get to see something cool. BMC Comics is here. Sorry. Jeremy Heiler, Cyclops looks good. Heck yes, man. I assume you're laughing at my throwing shade at that land. I shouldn't do that. So this book, oh man. So this book got me with the logo, but the original logo was way more black metal, you know, and like kind of hard to read, which I loved. And it's funny because I remember talking to the guy at the shop, and you know, I was like, this book looks really cool. Like, what's the deal with it? He's like, yeah, it's not, it's like, it's a new book from a new guy. And he says that logo is not helping. And I was like, that's why I picked it up, was the logo. And he's like, well, you can't read it. I was like, who cares? It looks awesome. Like, you'll figure it out. Like, it says it right underneath it. But it's like Conan, basically, is what I've gleaned from it. I mean, there's more to it than that, obviously, but it's a Conan riff. And I love the way this guy draws. I really love the way this guy draws. And I had never heard of this guy before, and immediately started following him, and I really dig his work. It's got this sort of consistent shading style that's like vertical, and it's pretty interesting because he's using almost vertical lines to do all the shading. I mean, he's still got round lines on his contours and things like that, but then the shading is just these like, it's like everything is kind of these vertical lines that fade in and out over the figure, and it's a pretty neat look. And then there's a delicacy to a lot of his backgrounds, and you can see a lot of the pen marks still in the way he's translated. I like a lot of these kind of still shots. And of course, it's got violence and stuff too. You know, this is a great face. Great use of negative space. Some cool paneling ideas. You know, these little inserts on top of a two panel here. But yeah, I'm excited to dig in and actually read it. I mean, a lot of it is silent, but I'm excited to kind of go through the story. But just on my first flip through or two, I was really impressed. Like, this is a really nice shot here of this building in the side of this mountain in the snow. It's pretty cool. So I'm excited for this, and if you haven't heard of this guy or checked out his work, he's really great. Or at least I think his work is great. I still don't know him personally or anything. Can't vouch for his opinions. Blah 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 blah. But I think his work is great, and I recommend you go check him out or pick up Bloodrik. I mean, look at this. Look at this. That's not even the end of the book. That's not even the climax. So yeah, it's pretty rad. I'm excited to dig into this, and then it has some short stories, like side stories in the back. And it has like a sketchbook in the back. Oh, look at these trees. Oh gosh, these amazing trees. But it has, like behind the scenes, how he designed the logo. I'm excited to read all this stuff too. I love this kind of stuff. So Bloodrik by Andrew, and I don't know if I'm saying it right, Andrew Krahnke or Krahnke. Again, I don't know him, so I apologize if I get his name wrong. Okay, guys. Let's get the show on the road. I think we're going to do this as a simple... I always say stuff like this. A simple kind of like... just beast. I don't know if I'm going to bother with a background or anything. I kind of want to keep it simple. Alright, let's check in real quick. Looks cool. Yeah, Jeremy, it is cool. Eli likes it. The art is very incredible. Yeah, Gorgoth of Barbaria. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Definitely check it out, y'all. It's very cool. All right, as usual, I think I'm just gonna pop open my brush and my brush pen, and we're gonna make try to make some big brave decisions to start with, right? And kind of see what the see what the muse is trying to tell us here. Something I do want to think about though as I start here is I've got kind of the shapes of his muscles and stuff, but Beast is hairy, and so sometimes I'm always kind of torn on how much I want to show that hair and how I want to do it, right? Do I want to use solid lines, or do I want to use more of a jagged line to imply the hair? And I think I'm going to try to do something that's sort of a mix of the two, and we'll see what happens, right? It'll either be cool or it will suck. So, wish me luck, everybody. But I want to knock in a few of these big shapes to start with. And there's this brave decisions and happy accidents, buddy. No joke. No joke. I'm all about the happy accidents. And so I got my Bob Ross actually over there on the desk. You guys can't see it, but I got me a little Bob Ross bobblehead over there. Yeah, he's been a big influence on me in just the fact that when I was a kid, I could watch that show, and it felt like I was sort of learning, but also just enjoying the experience of watching this guy create these images. And think whatever you will about the paintings themselves, but to me, it was pretty formative. So, I got a love for Bob, and I try to take some of his advice. I'm gonna see if I can get this just maybe a little bit closer. Let me see. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, it's so big. All right, well, we'll roll with this. You guys can kind of see it. Make your screen bigger. Watch it. Of course, I know a lot of people watch videos now on double speed, or 1.5, so it goes by faster, and I can't do that, man. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't want to hear people talk 1.5 times faster. It creeps me out. I guess I'm old though. All right. Okay, let's keep them big and bold here, Tyrell. Come on. Don't get lost in the weeds yet. Save that for later. I'm sure you guys can probably hear the cicadas. They finally kind of showed up in my neighborhood. They're kind of late. After all the hype, they didn't really deliver. Not here, at least. Okay, so I'm liking that. That's pretty cool. A few years ago, put him on in the background. Yeah, he's a great background while you're working. Audiobooks are good, but yeah, not at double speed. Jeremy and Ichthus talking about the new project. Try to get to sleep early, huh, Jeremy? That's probably a good idea. I could use a rest. Now that I have a kid, I've realized summers are not like a time for like they don't feel very relaxing. You got every day filled with something, you know. It's cool though. It's cool. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better. There we go. That's what it wants right there, Tyrell. Listen to that. Just get in there. There we go. So one thing I always try to do, at least, you know, when I am scribbling around on these weird pencils that probably don't make any sense to anybody but me, is I am just trying to get sort of like things like the muscle structures and stuff in there, so that when I'm inking, I don't really have to think. I mean, I think about it because it's there, but I don't have to sort of like, I'm not figuring it out, right? It's just underneath there, and I can sort of be a little bolder, right? So I don't do super detailed pencils, but I do need to make sure a lot of the time that the bigger shapes of the bodies and stuff is right before I can really go, you know, and like the perspective or like the foreshortening and stuff, because those are things that you don't want to be figuring out while you're inking, and you don't want to start inking until you figured them out. At least that's the way I like to think about it. Ooh, look at that. That just kind of happened. That's nice, right? I'll just leave it like that. Mm-hmm. All right, Beast. Dr. Henry McCoy. I always think of him as saying like, "Oh, my stars and garters." I didn't even have any idea what that meant. I still don't know if I do. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I did probably should have figured out the hair a little better before I got the ink here, but we're gonna just see what happens. See, as soon as you just kind of, for me, sometimes I gotta just sort of let go a little bit, you know, because my tendency is to really get in there and just obsess over every, you know, every millimeter of the line and every, you know, every flare of it, right? Like that's my natural inclination. And so, you know, it helps me to just sort of make myself kind of a little bit freer with some of the marks. And you can always refine it more, right? But you can't go back and make it feel loose later. You know, you can't make it looser. You can always tighten it up, and you can over tighten it up. But yeah, and that tends to be my problem. Is a lot of times I feel like I get a little too tight. So tonight we're really gonna let the looseness come out a little bit. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this lines wise. I think we can probably lose our pencils here in a second. Go ahead, I should just wait on that. Okay, we're gonna learn a Tyrell lesson and let this dry really quick, just for a second before I erase over it. I'm sure to smudge it. I'm sure I will. Let's check in with the chat here. Wanted to see what Ty was doing. Well, thanks, Jeremy. Summer activities, Eli. Yeah, I do. We got her in a little kid camp right now, and she's gonna go to start a little ballet class thing soon. And our mothers and mother-in-law will be here for part of that time, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun for her. Most responsible and mature thing to do, Jeremy. Yeah, I think this is very good. Summer camp. People in the 60s to say, "Oh, my stars and garters." Okay. Well, this is still wet right here. Can I just grab a tissue here? I'm gonna do that old cheat. Who was I watching draw? It was like who was it? It was a French artist, I think, and he showed me that he like hates waiting for it to dry, and he's like inking with brush and dip pen, so it takes way longer. And he would just do this. He would just dab the drawing, and then he could erase his pencils a little bit quicker. Sometimes it doesn't completely work on this 300 series, but those dudes over there on another level, though, man. over in Europe, people like Ralph Meyer and those guys, there's something else, man. There's a technical proficiency that is light years beyond what I think happens in the majority here. My water bottle's leaking. All right, here we go, guys. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to keep this loose. So we're going to try to not do too much on this. And heck, I might even be convinced to throw some tones on it. Oh, there you go. Smudged it. He's in motion. Those are motion blurs. Oh, there's another one. In a time when a lot of the art is done 100% digital, I do think that there's something, if you can add something physical into your process somewhere, I really do think it helps it stand out a little bit, because you can do a lot of amazing things with digital art, no joke, and then no shade, but there's still a bit of it, especially in the illustration and comics, that's can feel a little samey with its cleanliness, So mistakes are good, I guess is what I'm saying. Like we say, happy accidents. Jeremy Heiler. Let's see. Nice, good feet. Thank you. All right. So let's put some darks hair here. Kind of shape this out a little bit. This pen is running real wet tonight too, guys. It probably means I can't remember if I just put in a cartridge or if a cartridge is running out, but we'll see how it does for us. Right now it's not looking hot. Ugh, this is brutal. Come on now, I don't want to fight with you. Ugh. Okay, well, we're gonna see what we can do about this pen here, guys. Ooh boy. What's happening here, pen? There is a magic spot near the end of it that is perfect, but right before that, sometimes there's like a big leak. He's ruining my fun. Okay. we'll give it another minute, and then I'm going to see if I can, maybe it's the ink. It doesn't shape up here. Yeah, this is going to need a little repair. All right, there. Okay. Okay, leave it behind, Tyrell. Leave it behind. Let's move on. Okay, what did I say? I said I wasn't gonna get in the weeds here. So let's remember. We're not gonna do a bunch of nonsense, okay? No, none of that hatching stuff. Well, maybe a little bit. What is up with this pen? Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, sure enough. See, you know how it is when you feel it. It's like I can pick up one of these pens and start drawing with it, and know I could be like, okay, I know how much ink is in here, just by the way it's behaving. And it's kind of annoying, but it's also kind of great because in general it's very consistent once you get it going. But the nice thing about some of the changes is that some of them, like I said, like there's this brief moment right before it dies where it has like, it's like perfect. It's like the ink flows like perfectly, and it's nice. Okay, that's kind of cool. I was lost there for a second. I'm trying to kind of find it here again. Like where it's telling me to go. And I think it has something to do with some big black shapes of, shadows and stuff. That's, I think, what it's telling me. I could be wrong, and we could have a big failure here, but nothing's really a failure. You learn every time. You learn every time. Oh, there I go. Beast is cool. He's always been like an X-Men that I liked. I don't know if he's ever been my like #1 X-Men, you know, but he's up there. If I was putting a team together, I'd want Beast on it for sure. Well, guys, I think I've lost the plot, if not the passion for the novel. Let's see here. Edison Neo, hey, how's it going, man? Thanks, Matt. Hey, thanks, Derek. You know, guys, I am a little unhappy with that arm right now, so I'm debating what I want to do about it. Because I got something here. I know I got something here, but I think this blobby pen got me off track for a second. So you know what? Check this out, y'all. I like it enough that we're putting this dude on a new piece of paper real quick. Have I light boxed in here before? Never leave home without it, pal. All right. This will be weird. Hey guys, stick with it. Stick with me. All right, stick with me. don't run away. I know it looks weird. Don't worry, it'll be over quick. Oh my gosh. If you don't want to look at this right now, go subscribe to the channel. Go subscribe to the channel for quality content like this every Tuesday. But not every Tuesday. Maybe like 2 Tuesdays a month. It's been a long day, y'all. It's been a long day. It's okay. It's all in the name of cool X-Men drawings. Oh yeah, there we go. See? Already happy with this decision. I'm going to go with a Jim Lee Beast face, which is just a Wolverine Jim Lee face with a slightly bigger mouth. So I love you, Jim. I love you, Jim. I don't mean anything by it. Okay, we're almost there, folks, and it won't look so bad, I promise. We're going to go into this with some new knowledge, some good decisions. I'm not sure if I'll be able to recreate that amazing foot that I did, but we're going to give it a shot. So, okay, so guys, folks, I have mentioned this before, but I've been reading Baki like a madman. I think I've read all of Baki now, except for the original series. I haven't read all of it. I'm working my way through that. And I'm following the current chapter. And boy, oh boy, if you guys have never checked out Baki, the comics, not just the anime, you really got to go give it a look, man. It is wild. It's bananas. In the best ways, and the drawings are insanity, like just completely insane art. Highly recommend it. All right, dudes, we're done with that. Jim Lee's ears are bleeding. Jimmy. All right, guys. Now this might have been a mistake, but we're gonna try to capture it, right? There's something good up here, but I think the muse is still with us. And now we'll have less erasing to do, so that's good. Ichthus knows Baki is so much fun. Yeah, over the top anatomy. Oh yeah, when he beats up that kid. But you gotta remember, Baki was like 15 at the time or something. Like, Baki's only 17, Derek. Like, in the show and in the manga. So, you know. There's a whole one where he's like doing track and field at his school and just like, you know, doing it all way better than everybody else. And if him beating up a kid with a knife is not even in the same universe as the most bananas thing that happens in that book, that's like mild. It gets like so much more insane. But I've been like obsessing over the way he draws these crazy muscled characters, and he exaggerates them in such a different way than you see other people exaggerate muscular characters. They're almost abstracted, and I've really been into it lately. I think we're still finding some of those lines. I don't think we ruined it. I am going to keep this a little more open, though. I didn't want it to be a dark drawing originally, and I think that's what was bothering me, is that I was kind of going with the big black shapes, and I wasn't sure if that's what I wanted. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that again. We'll see. I think I had stopped kind of listening at that point. I was just sort of doing. You gotta sort of just listen and sort of like just be there with the drawing, you know. There we go. That foot's even better. Oh, yes. There we go. Sometimes the gambles are good. Right before I started the stream, I couldn't remember. I was like, does Beast have nipples, you know? Like, or like, do you see them? And I don't think you do. So I didn't draw nipples on him. I guess they're covered in fur. know, and like sometimes I start over because I think that there's times when something's not working. I still try to push it, and I work really hard on it, and I work extra hard on it because I don't like the way it looks. And then I end up still kind of disappointed, you know? And sometimes it might not even be something that's perceivable maybe to most people, but there's, for some reason, it's not sitting right with me. And so I will redo drawings, probably more than I should, but sometimes I'm just compelled to start over so that it's less of a fight, you know? Other times you just gotta plug ahead, you know, just go through it. You just gotta go through it. Alright, I'm liking this a little better, and I do think I am going to keep it a little less shaded. And I might use some tones to sort of enhance a little bit of that kind of thing. That's my tentative plan. That's what I'm feeling. Okay. Yeah, and we're just going to do black on the hair and the shorts, I think, as sort of a way to accentuate the costume. I'll put some salt and pepper on there. Okay. All right, check in with the chat. Let that sit for a second. Maybe I'll take a plunge and read it. The anatomy is crazy, man. It's totally crazy, Derek, but there's something really fun about it. Maybe start with the prison convict arc. That arc is really fun. It's what the anime on Netflix starts with, and it's really fun in the comic because it's an easy in, because it's kind of got that, you know, Seven Samurai of bad guys thing going on top of just the regular characters. I think that's in Baki Hanma is the series that has that. He's too furry to showcase the nipples. Yep. Redoing is definitely better than fixing. Yep. Edison knows. Edison knows. You look at his stuff. He knows. I'm confused why this is leaking. All right. Okay, is this not dry enough to erase? Sure, let's do it, bro. Who cares? Yep, still one across there. You son of a monkey. Oh yeah, baby. Here we go. This is more like it. There's no reason to get in the weeds. I have a fan blowing on me over here. Blow my napkin around. Okay. Shoot, I should draw an X-Men comic, right? Dang. That'd be fun. I like drawing Beast with his glasses, but it didn't seem appropriate for this kind of an action scene I got going here, so he is the angry face Beast. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Make them a little fuzzy. A little fuzz on the beast. So just want to kind of have some little bits of delicacy here and there. The bold lines need something to play off of, you know. Okay, that was interesting. That was an interesting thing to try. Just thinking about Baki, the way he draws these little muscles. All right, let's get this hair a little darker. Maybe try not to screw it up this time. All right, that's something. All right, getting pretty close to getting these inks done, and then we'll pull out a tone and see what happens. See if we find a tone that works. I'm thinking like maybe one solid tone, maybe like a 50% or something like that. Something pretty dark actually, and let that do some work here. All right. I like that better. I don't know if anybody else does, but I do. Okie dokie. Alright. Derek Jones, about time for me to do another tone run. Yeah, already. You really got into those, huh? That's what I did the first time I got tones, is I was just like, I burned straight through them so fast, man. Because it's fun, you know? Okay, I'm thinking, okay, here's a mess. Where are they at? Near the bottom. Well, okay. I think I want solid. I think I'm just going to do this. Is that too dark? Should I go with a gradient sheet with that? Yeah, we'll just stick with that. We'll stick with that. All right. Toxic, yeah. Like your ex. Oh, Derek. You got to start your stand-up career soon, dude. All right. Deleter. All right, let's see if it actually all right. There we go. That was easy. Now let's mess it up when I put it down on this. Come on now. There we go. All right, Jeremy, good seeing you, pal. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Much appreciated. Okay. Trying to be looser with this too, but I'm less successful at that. Like, it's nice if it's not perfect sometimes, but I'm just too good. I don't think I did. That looks kind of weird. It's like you got a cape. Alright, here we go. Beast. Getting there, getting there. I should take this out of my mouth so I can actually speak clearly. Ooh, there we go. Doesn't take much for this to start working. Just do the top teeth, leave the bottom ones grayed out. I went to a, my wife was at a street festival this weekend showing her work. And it was in the neighborhood of the Music Box Theater here. And they were showing Looney Tunes cartoons for free. So I was like, I took my daughter in and watched a couple like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck things. And she watches cartoons, you know, but she's never really watched a lot of the Looney Tunes stuff. And I will say, you know, I love that stuff, but it is so alien compared to what children's programming is now, you know. I guess they were never 100% for children, but it's like, I don't know, like I grew up with them, but I don't know, like, she was just staring at the screen like, what are they doing? Why are they being so mean to each other? Like, why are they hitting each other with, you know, guns and bombs and stuff? I mean, she kind of dug it a little bit, but I think she was just being nice to me. We watched like one or two, and then she's like, Dad, how about we watch one more and then we leave? I was like, sure, dear. The air conditioning was nice, though. I might have to change this blade. Maybe I'll keep it kind of hairy here. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know though, this is driving me crazy. I forgot to cut a bunch of stuff with this blade this week. Just a comedy of errors here today. This one looks new, right? I feel like every time I live stream, I've got to get a new blade. It's like the curse. All right. Back to it. That's a little better. Maybe we take like a cue from Andrew and try some just vertical stuff here. We're gonna keep it pretty loose though. We're not gonna do too much more here. ASMR there for you guys. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Beast. I don't know if I'm going to add a background later or not, but I'm pretty happy with that. I think we'll call that done. What do y'all think? You think that works? All right. Let's throw the old John Hancock on there. Here we go. Dr. Henry McCoy, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Mooksville, thank you very much. Eli, thank you. Derek, thank you. I don't know if I'll be on next Wednesday. I might be. If not, I will hopefully be back the following week. So get out there, check out, like I said, hit the like button if you can, subscribe, and check out Bloodrik and the new X-Men book by Ryan Stegman. Thanks again for watching, everybody.